Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mesquite Creek Outfitters live here for the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. The Georgetown Eagle baseball season is among us, and we're proud to be here tonight, 704 South Austin Avenue at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We're going to be joined by head coach Jordon Vierra here in just a second. Got a couple players back here behind us, so make sure you wave to the camera before you leave. But baseball season is upon us. The Georgetown Eagle season will start officially, I guess, tomorrow, 1 p.m., when Lubbock Monterey comes to town. I think they're actually over at the stadium right now going through some practice before tomorrow's games. But the Central Texas First Pitch Classic starts tomorrow in Georgetown. One of the host sites will have baseball galore. If you're bored, don't feel like going to work, go out to the Eagle Field, and you can watch plenty of baseball. But Georgetown will play at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. tomorrow and Friday, and then 2 and 4:30 on Saturday. And some of the best teams in baseball you'll see from around the state that Coach Vierra has scheduled: Lubbock Monterey and Rockwall Heath tomorrow night. And then we'll have, I guess it's Fort Bend Clements and Corpus Christi Carroll on Friday, followed up by, let's see if I can keep them all straight. On Saturday, we have Little Elm and San Antonio Johnson. And so a lot of 6A teams and a lot of good baseball will be brought your way for this Georgetown Eagle team to test them often and early in the season, just like Coach Vierra does each and every week. And so we'll have an opportunity to talk to Coach Vierra before we get going here on this season, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good one. This team has a lot of new faces, but some returning faces, and some players that you'll recognize, and some players that will be new, and was new to me when I looked at the roster. And but it's going to be a fun one to join. I tell you what, the program here at Georgetown continues to just get better and better as Coach Vierra starts his fifth season at the helm as the head coach, with his coaching staff as Coach Payne and David Durrell at the varsity level, and then two new coaches, James Key and Frank Inzuris at JV and freshman. And so a lot of good baseball will be in your midst for the next few months, and we're so glad it is baseball season. And so let's take a quick time out. We're going to sucker Coach Vierra up here after he finishes some family time there in the back. But we'll bring up Coach Vierra and talk all Eagle baseball before we have a couple of players to join us tonight. I believe it's going to be Jackson Rainey and Riley Leininger joining us here tonight live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back. Back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, host to your Eagle Baseball Coaching Show live now. Coach Jordon Vierra joins us. Coach, you don't schedule the easy ones. A lot of good talent coming to this tournament. 31 teams on the docket, over 8 different sites within the area hosting baseball games. Liberty Hill, Eastview joining in this year, Round Rock, Cedar Ridge, a lot of different places, Stony Point. There's going to be a lot of great baseball. I'm not sure the best baseball may not be right here at Georgetown. Talk about the selection of teams coming here, but more importantly, the selection of teams that Georgetown's going to be facing in these first 3 games, 3 days.
We've been very fortunate over the past few years to be able to accumulate the types of teams that we've been able to. To be able to accumulate the competitiveness of teams that we've been able to get through. And it's just continuing to take on a life of its own. More and more people want to come be a part of it. As we continue to develop this thing, we keep getting great calls and being able to put the best teams in the state of Texas here in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. And I think it goes to show how good the state of baseball is in our state, as well as for Central Texas itself. As for the scheduling of what we want to do, it's one of our things where we want to be able to see if we can play with the best. And to be able to see if we can be battle tested and go face the best. You look at our schedule. There's a couple of guys in that schedule that have won state championships before, and it's something that we want to do and see what we got. You don't know if you have a good club until you go face good clubs, and we really want to continue to see those guys and see the best pitching that we can and continue to go from there.
This baseball team has had a target on its back since the 22 state title, something that this program went out and what a year it was and what a run that team went on. How much of a target does that put on the back that these teams want to play Georgetown? They want to play this program that you have continued to build after the likes of Adam Foster and now in your 5th year here at the helm. How big of a target is it for these teams that want to come in and play a Georgetown team that they expect to be among the best?
I'd go a step further and say that the G has had a target on its back for the better part of 20 years. You go back to 2007, 2008, 2009, where you had guys like Taylor Youngman, Andrew McCarahan, Eric Miller that were here going to state finals or to regional finals back-to-back years. And when Georgetown baseball was really put on the map by a lot of those guys. And since then, we've only continued to get better and better and better. And we've talked about it as a clubhouse before, but the G isn't just a logo. The G is a target. Regardless of what you are doing in the middle of your season at the moment, it doesn't matter. Everybody sees the G, everybody sees the logo, everybody sees the blue and white, and they want to come beat us. And when you come to this tournament specifically, we lost a game last year, and they acted like they had won the World Series because it meant a big deal to them to be able to come back to Georgetown and to be able to take on one of the top teams in the state, like we typically earn to be every year. And so it's a blessing and it's a curse to get that, but you're going to get everybody's best stuff every single night, and it's something that we're really excited about.
How do you ready these kids to not only prepare them for competition, but for the competition with the G logo on their uniforms? And some of these players for the first time will wear it in the varsity locker room. They'll wear it on the field as a varsity member of this baseball team. And you have leaders like a Fluid and a Leininger and a Rainey and a Nations and a Talon Ball. You have these players that have been around, but you have a lot of new faces and a lot of up-and-coming names on this program. How do you guys, you and Coach Payne, Coach Durrell, Coach Key, Coach Anzuris, you can keep going amongst the names, how do you ready these guys for that, not only the competition, but the pride of what that G means as they wear it on that jersey, on that hat, and as they take the field wearing it?
Yeah, so that's a really deep question and goes into a number of different areas of things to talk about. But, we talk always about the game and about the competition, about what that looks like. And that we're competing against the game of baseball. We're not competing against somebody else on another team. We're not competing against the scoreboard. We're competing against the situation. We're not going out to be about me and my stats, but we're going about to be how can we score runs in order to be able to win, or how can we throw strikes to put our defense to work. And so it's one of those deals where we're constantly talking about the process, and the results will take care of themselves. And then just the type of culture that we are constantly trying to create is that type of culture of it's about us, it's not about me. We had the opportunity for a guy like Mike Rainey to be able to come talk to our team today, and the message that he brought of what he was talking about, the similarities between the American flag and what it stands for, as well as what the G and what the G stands for, and how those things are about multiple areas. It's ultimately about bringing the club together as a cohesive unit, regardless of how that works. Sorry, give me 1 second. Sorry. Dresses, they're a challenge. But, we're constantly working on trying to get our guys to play for each other, to be about each other, to compete together as a team. And to keep the ultimate goal of what we're trying to get to, and every step along the way is trying to get to that point. For the new guys that we have coming in, we're in a very special place of there's two guys specifically on our team that I remember when they were born, being that they're from Georgetown, and so knowing guys like that, their story of them wanting to be a part of Georgetown baseball, and that's been one of their top goals their entire life of I want to play for Georgetown baseball, I want to wear the G. And then, we got some other younger guys that experienced the state title in 22, and they've experienced the playoff runs before that, and they've been around for those things. And so now for them to earn the right to get to wear the G and to play on Tuesday and Friday nights when it matters, it's something that these guys have taken seriously and want to go do, So getting the older guys to teach the younger guys the way of how we do things, and getting them to continue to do that with guys like Ryan Leininger and guys like Jackson Rainey, of understanding how we go about doing things and being a voice to those younger guys so that when we get going, we're able to pull them into the fold pretty easily.
One thing we talked about today there at the locker room before practices got started, talking about your time here at Georgetown, playing in Georgetown at the high school level going on, and then coming back as a coach. And I said, hey, Coach, 5th year as a head coach, correct? Your answer, yep. What's your overall record? And your answer was very simplistic. I don't know, and I don't care. It matters where I finish, where this team finishes. So to see how it's portrayed from you and this coaching staff down to these kids about it's not about me, it's that we attitude and where this G logo goes was so fun to talk about today, because I'm trying to get you to give me stuff to talk to you about and to kind of showcase this coaching staff and how Coach Payne and what he brings to the pitching staff, Coach Durrell and his efforts, and these two new coaches that come in. How do you keep attracting those types of coaches? Coach Key and Coach Anzuris coming in this year. How do you keep attracting and keeping coaches? I know Coach Payne was a wanted man after the state title. He and I got to visit today about that. How do you keep those coaches wanting to stay here and be a part of this program as it continues to grow?
The really cool part about being at Georgetown is that Georgetown baseball means something to people, and the type of parents that we have that are part of our program and the type of kids that they constantly produce, it makes it easy for coaches to want to be a part of that. When you have coaches who are working with players who want to be a part of what they're doing, and they want to do things the way that we're asking them to do, and they do it with respect, and they do it with dignity, and they do it with pride, it makes it a lot easier to have those kind of coaches want to stay around. I think our guys have done a phenomenal job of making sure that our coaches feel valued, that they listen, that they try and do those types of things, with Coach Durrell being able to run our outfield and be able to help with hitters and base running and those types of things, and Coach Payne running the pitching staff, and being able to let them go. From my perspective, it's hire really good people and let them do their job. Right. And so a guy like Coach Payne, I'm not going to sit there and micromanage pitching. In fact, whenever he interviewed, I was said very simply, you're going to take care of all the pitching. I want nothing to do with it. And he jumped in and said, here's the throwing program. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do it. And I said, absolutely, make it rock. Same thing with Coach Durrell. Here's the things that we're going to do. Here's how we do it, and then go ride. And then this year's been a special year to be able to have guys like Coach Anzuris and Coach Key join our staff. Both guys have been a part of baseball previously. Coach Anzuris, he played college baseball. I got to coach him for a year when he was at Stony Point, my very first year out of college coaching. And so being able to create those types of relationships, and you got guys who genuinely have a thirst and a knowledge for wanting to learn the game and continue to develop the game. Guys like Coach Key and Coach Anzuris said, hey, here's the standards. Here's the way that we do things, and I said, then go do it. Right? We got two phenomenal classes in our JV and our freshman classes right now. This freshman class could be one of the top freshman classes that we've had in the 10 years ish that I've been here. We're really excited about the development of that, and so to have guys like Coach Key and Coach Anzuris to fill in those roles, to build those guys up, it's a phenomenal process to have.
Talk about this, the Booster Club. You mentioned some of the parents and the program that everyone wants to be a part of, and the product that keeps being put on the field year after year for Georgetown baseball. But this Booster Club and this fan base, these parents continue to show up and show out. I got to go to that Meet the Eagles a couple of weeks ago, and it's just phenomenal to watch the participation, the excitement as the cafeteria fills up to support this. How big is that for you as the coaching, you as the head coach, but your coaching staff to know that as the season goes on, as the needs arise, as the things need to come about, that you have such a big support behind with your parents and your this booster club?
Yeah, our Booster Club board has done a phenomenal job of setting forth the path of what we're trying to accomplish and how we're trying to accomplish it. And then the parents being able to step in behind that and be able to continue to support that and raise money for those things. It's a special place whenever you don't have to worry about if you're going to be able to afford something or not. If you're going to be able to take a charter bus, or if you can order that many baseballs that you need, or if the L screen can be fixed. I've been fortunate enough to be at a number of different places, and there's some places out there where their L screens are patched up with whatever they can find to be able to make it happen, and their platforms don't work, and they just don't have the things to make it nice. And one thing that's valued around here is our facility and the product that our guys are able to put on the field, and our parents keep showing up and wanting to be a part of that. And then members of the community, right? Members of the community that value what our program stands for and what our program is about, and being able to see what that looks like, and wanting to continue to help provide for those things as well. It's a lot of fun to be in a situation where you don't have to scrap nickels together to be able to make something happen. But the amount of support is there, and we're excited to value that support, and then ultimately to be able to continue to build off of that and put a product on the field that shows that.
I think first and foremost, it has to be, I guess, a question that we all want to kind of get to as we look forward to tomorrow, 1 o'clock, first pitch for this team as you jump into this first pitch classic. And the past speaks for itself in Georgetown baseball. What does this team look like? What is the expectations for you and this coaching staff this year out of this group on the varsity? What do the fans look for? Is this a pitching team? Is this a hitting team? Is this a all-around team? The 22 state champions kind of surprised you every night, in and out. You had guys stepping up, getting down 8-0 meant nothing to that team. It was fight each inning and come back and continue to battle. What does this team look like as you move forward to tomorrow and start the regular season?
So I'm going to steal a line from a guy that I played for in junior college named John Groth, and he was asked this question at the beginning of every year. And the answer that he always said was, we're only going to be as good as we can handle adversity. And I think that we have a group that is able to handle adversity well. We got a group of seniors that's been through the ringer, right? They've been through this tournament schedule of how grueling it is for the 3 weeks, and not knowing if you're going to be 8-8 or you're going to be 0-16 at the end of the tournaments, and really growing through that and moving through that. We have a senior that's been here since he was a sophomore. We got seniors that stepped up last year for the first time as juniors. We got junior. Who was a sophomore last year. We got a sophomore that is figuring out how to make things work. If we look at the paper, I think that we have a lot of the right guys in a lot of the right places and the ability to do special things. I think when you look at the arms that we have a ton of arms. Coach Payne started writing all the arms that were up on the wall, and I was like, dude, are you going to run out of ink? Like, there's 20 names up there of guys that we can roll out there to throw. And the ability to have deep staffs and do those things is special. I think we'll be able to pitch it a little bit. We got to play really good defense, obviously. If you want to make a run in the playoffs, you got to be able to throw a ton of strikes and be able to play quality defense, which I think that we have the pieces in place to do that. I think we'll be able to change the way that we play our offense as well. We'll be able to swing it. We'll be able to bunt it. We'll be able to run, and have a number of different tools at our disposal of things that we want to be able to do. And ultimately, it really doesn't matter what's on the paper. What I'm excited about is to see what happens when bullets start flying and people start dying this weekend. We're going to step into a situation where runs are going to go on the board, and you only get 21 outs to score as many runs as you can, and you got to collect those 21 outs quickly. And the moments that I'm really excited for this weekend of, man, what's it going to look like when we get punched in the mouth and we get down 3-0? Like, how is our club going to respond? Are we going to step back and are we going to run away, or are we going to step up and go, no, we're going to get right back at it? So it's things like that we look at for these next 3 weeks of what is our club doing well? How is our offense going to be able to progress? What do we need to do, plug and play for our defense to be able to get them where they need to go? And then who are our arms going to be that when we get to the middle of the season that we're going to be able to lean on in those big situations. So I think we got a chance of being a decent ball club. But again, it's all going to come back to how well are we going to be able to handle adversity. If adversity strikes and we crumble, that'll be one thing. But what these guys constantly show is that when adversity shows up, they're not afraid to back down from a challenge, and they're going to get after it.
So one last question. We'll go futuristic at the looking past this. New alignments came out for a lot of different sports. What's the future look like for Georgetown with the changes? All these schools changing in sizes. Eastview putting up actually a larger attendance number, staying together in football, basketball, volleyball. What does that look like? When do people expect to see the future of what district will look like for Georgetown next season and the season after that?
So the district came back. Basically, I believe, if I remember correctly, the change is Cedar Creek and Bastrop are out, and we are getting Pflugerville-Weiss instead. So it'll be a really competitive district, just like it always is. You get the other guys in town that are always going to be competitive, and they're always going to give you their best game. You're still going to have all the Pflugerville schools. You got Weiss, who's coming down from 6A to play 5A, who's going to be competitive. Basically playing 5A with a 6A team, so that'll be a challenge as well. As you know, ultimately we'll deal with that when we get there. We want to get through 24 and make the best out of this one first.
Tomorrow, 1 p.m., 7 p.m. Come watch this Georgetown team. We'll give Coach Vierra a break. We'll take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll get Jackson Rainey up here and talk to one of these seniors on this team about this year and what it looks like from the players' perspective. We're live here at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. There we go. Back here live. Mesquite Creek Outfitters joined by number 11. He left his jersey number the same for me, and I was so happy. Unlike Mr. Fluid that decided to change to number 12, or Talon Ball that changed to number 2, and all of a sudden I had to re-study this roster. And I talked to you and Andrew Nations today. Man, it was so nice to see 10 and 11. They stayed the same. I know those names. Jackson Rainey comes in, one of the players that it was all around last year. Some key moments in the playoffs where you had to step in. A lot of DH work for you. You come back as one of the seniors. Talk about that role now and for you this year on this team as one of those seniors that has to kind of be the example to also teach about and share the meaning of the G and the pride behind it. And what do you look for in this season as one of the leaders of this team?
Yes, sir. So as a returning senior, we really got to be an example for the younger guys coming in. And, I mean, they've been around the G for long enough to know what's right, but we got to kind of steer them on that path, man. And it's all about leading by example. I mean, the G, we've got to be one. We've got to be a unity. And in that, you got to lead by example. If you're not leading by example, then that just allows cancers to come in and tear your program apart.
How much pride is there as you go into your senior year to know that this is that last year at the high school level to be able to put on that G, to go out and perform on Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and head into the playoffs as one of the leaders? What's your thoughts as you come into that senior season? How exciting is it? What kind of pride is there knowing that this is that last run for Jackson Rainey for this senior class?
Yeah, man, I'm just super excited to know, I worked to get here, and this team, they've done a great job preparing for this last season, and I think that it's just going to be a great season, especially with the guys that we got, underclassmen and upperclassmen. We got some talent on both sides, and I think it's going to be a great season.
What kind of pressure is there as one of the leaders that these coaches will go to, as one of these seniors that they know can, when they're not there, when they're in the office preparing, when they're doing things, when they're not at every part of practice, what's the pressure on you seniors to be the role models, to be the example? Do you put pressure on yourself to make sure that the level stays at that high level expected here at Georgetown, or what's it for Jackson Rainey, and how is that as you've walked into this senior year?
Well, I think that there's not as much pressure as you might think. Coach V has done a great job bringing us up throughout the years, training us from when we were just freshmen and sophomore, and of course also the graduated class last year really taught us what it's like to be a senior and to lead. So there's really not as much pressure as you might think.
As the season officially gets underway tomorrow, a lot of tough talent coming in. Coach Vierra likes to schedule these tough teams. How excited are you for that first pitch, for that national anthem, to run out on that field? How excited are you to get this season underway wearing that G uniform? As a senior, knowing that's I guess, one of the last first for you in this year.
It's just super exciting. Like, there's just newfound confidence in me, and I'm really excited to get after it with these guys, especially with tough competition. Really shows you what kind of team we're going to be, especially late in the playoffs, because I'm sure we're going to have no problem in district. So when we get to playoffs, it's really going to come down to how we do in these tournaments.
Any shout-outs for let you get away tonight?
Shout out Talon Ball coming in from wrestling, second place, pretty impressive, and Cord Lawrence.
Jackson Rainey, one of your senior baseball players here, number 11 on your Georgetown Eagles. Give him a hand. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, Riley Leinerger will join us here live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Back here at the Coaches Show, we just want you to see the shirt here Cord Lawrence is wearing tonight. That's right, UT. A lot of Texas fans here. Just want to celebrate that as we as we talk to the University of Oklahoma commit, Riley Leinerger. Cord walked by right by, and he's like, that's not good. Let's get him in here. So Riley Leinerger joins us. Riley, I tell you what, I think first and foremost we have to ask about it and how excited you are. It's your senior season. But a commitment to OU to go on and continue your career at the next level will be at Oklahoma. And unfortunately, they do get some good kids every once in a while out of the state of Texas. How exciting is that? But how do you keep that excitement separated and enjoy the senior season here at Georgetown?
It's definitely really exciting. I mean, I get a chance to play in the SEC, the Big Boys League, as everyone calls it. It's just another step. It's just another step for me. I'm really excited for this season with the guys behind me. It's just motivation for me, really.
Talking to Jackson and knowing you guys, one of the few in this program at a sophomore level that gets to wear this varsity uniform, and now into your senior season as one of the true leaders of it, this senior class. How excited are you? How ready are you for your senior season? It's the third year to wear this G on a Tuesday and Friday night when it means the most, under the bright lights, playing for a district title to make another run. You're one of the few that has that ring, that gold medal, that championship banner to take pride in. How much does that mean as you look forward to this senior season?
It means a whole lot. I mean, all the preparation and all the time that's gone into it, it really shows. And I'm just really excited to get after it. And the fact that we have another chance to win a state title means everything to me. I mean, seeing that ring and that gold medal in my room, I want another one. I want two.
As you go through this senior season, what kind of – I asked Jackson, and he felt like there's not a lot of pressure. He's been prepared. The coaching staff prepares you guys for this time as a senior to lead this team. How much pride do you take in that this is your year to be that leader, this year to be that example, to continue that tradition on to the younger classmen, the freshmen, the sophomores, even some of the juniors taking their first crack at the varsity level? How much pride is there in that for you as you start this senior season out, that you are one of those leaders now as you've come up from your sophomore year into your junior year and now as one of the seniors? How much pride's there for you as you are responsible for passing on that legacy and making sure it's there for the next class to take over?
No, it definitely means a lot. I mean, being able to pass on the torch and really show what we're all about and show what it means to be an Eagle, it really resonates with me. I have something to prove, I have something to pass on, and I hope that I can leave it better than I found it.
We go to the future after high school and in the commitment to OU. What brought about that? What was the recruiting like for you? What was that time as everyone chases that next level that makes that commitment to want to go on and play further? What was that like for you, and what made that decision to select Oklahoma to head to the Sooner land and one, like you said, on to the Big Boys League at the SEC next year as Texas and OU move on to the SEC? What brought that about, and what attracted you to OU?
Butler Todd, the recruiting coordinator at OU. I love that guy to death. He talks to me like a human being. You know, the first couple conversations I had with him weren't even baseball related. It was hunting and fishing, and it really stuck with me. I mean, I talked to multiple coaches, and it really felt robotic and like going through the motions. Like, we can do this, this, and that for you. You'll have this X amount of playing time, do this, that, and the other. But he's talking to me like a human being, and he's giving me a shot to play in the SEC. That's all I can ask for. They gave me no reason to say no. And Skip, obviously. No one has anything bad to say about him.
One of the greats in college baseball coaches out there, absolutely. As much as I would say I would hate for anybody to go to OU, unbelievable coaching staff, and the acknowledge that he brings to baseball. You're going to play for one of the best. As you look forward to tomorrow, the regular season starts on your senior season. These next 3 weeks of tournaments, and then it comes back all for district playoffs and district and the run to the playoffs. How excited is Riley Leininger to strap on that uniform and know now it starts to count tomorrow and the run goes in your senior season?
No, it's definitely cool, especially the competition that we get to face this tournament. I mean, it's the best of the best. Rockwall Heath and Little Elm and Buda Johnson, or San Antonio Johnson. Those are definitely some really stiff competition. I really want to see how our team performs, and I know that we can rise to the occasion.
Any shout-outs before I let Riley Leininger go?
Mom, Dad, throwing partner Kiki. Yeah, you too. Big Tasty over there. That's my boy right there.
Riley Leininger, one of your seniors here on the baseball team. We'll take a quick time out when we come back. I hadn't told him, but I'm going to bring Jeff Rogers up, the Booster Club president, and we're going to talk about the Booster Club in this season and the opportunities for people to help in to support this team as we move forward. We'll take a quick time out live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back. We're back here live. Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue, host to your Eagle Nation Coaches Show. And now we have the president of the Booster Club. If I'd have told him before, he would have left early. And so he's here now. Jeff Rogers comes in. I tell you what, Jeff, this this booster club continues to impress. Georgetown, the school itself, is blessed with some great booster clubs, but this baseball booster club continues to show out year after year. The names that have gone before you as presidents, John Peters and so many others, you guys take such pride in doing everything possible to make this one of the best programs in the state. And it continues on. Meet the Eagles was phenomenal. The involvement from the community and the parents, second to none. This season moves forward. There's got to be opportunities for people to help out, people to fill voids, step in, concessions, other places like that. Talk to us about in football we call the state of the booster club, but what we can do to get people involved and to make things continue to roll forward for this baseball team.
Well, thank you, Ollie, for having us. So one thing, we are very fortunate to have a lot of parents and community members that love all these guys who are sitting over here, love the G, love the baseball program, and they take pride in being able to brag to other parents about, our kids get to have this awesome facility. They get to use it year round. And when I hear them say that, I said, well, that costs money. And that's one thing that we're here for, is to raise money for the kids. Everything that we do is for our kids. And some of it's not fun. Some of it is working the concession stand when you don't want to, which, by the way, parents, we need workers at the concession stand Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the varsity tournament. Make sure you look on there. But we also have a lot of involvement. I mean, I was shocked and I was panicked a little bit at Meet the Eagles because I thought we were going to run out of food. I didn't realize how many people were going to show up, which was awesome, and how many people just want to be involved in Georgetown baseball. From the Sun City Booster Club, people being there, to just people that graduated from Georgetown High School, some of them that graduated with Coach V, and they just want to be a part of the program just to support it. They've got kids that are little bitty. They had kids there that, I don't know if you saw in the back, that just had baseballs, and they just wanted the kids to sign it, and that made their day. And so that's what it's special about this Georgetown community, is these people, and look around tonight of how many people are here for a preseason coaches show is just phenomenal to me, to see everybody. But it's a tribute to what Coach V instills in the kids, what he expects from the kids in the program, and then the parents buying in and wanting to be a part of it.
I was in the coaches' locker room earlier today before practice got going, and as the kids came in and everyone involved, from the trainers, the baseball operations, Mr. Bachman, and everyone comes in and starts their role into this program. The expectation level. You talk about the expectations set by Coach V in this program. The tutorials, mandatory if your grade level's not an 85. We don't need it to be an 80. Nope, you expect excellence. And it speaks from the top to the bottom. And so you love to see that, and you see it from the community involvement. Last year, we were over at A&M Consolidated for Game 2 against the Tigers. And as I ran all the equipment to set up our crowd mic, one of the dads came and said, what is the group of people that say Sun City, and who are they, and why are they traveling everywhere you go? And I said, that is a community outside Georgetown, and it's they have their own booster club to support these kids, and they travel to watch these kids, to support them, seen by no other school. And they talked about how awesome that was to have the community involvement from the young up to our Sun City boosters, and what they do and the involvement they have is awesome. Where can you advise people to go to be able to sign up to help at concessions, to be a part of this, and to jump into that booster club role to try to help out?
So one way is to get on our Georgetown baseball website. You can sign up for emails. You can email myself, Derek Brown. There's lots of us that you can email to get involved if you're not a parent that doesn't get all the information. And that's one thing that we've tried to change this year as well, is get as much information out to as many people as possible, so that everybody knows. We want those people that maybe don't, that their kid graduated 4 years ago and they were part of the program, but they don't hear anything about it. They don't know anything's going on. We want those people to be involved any way they can. We've got Sun City people that volunteer to run our press box, that volunteer to work in the concession stand, and that's all they do, and they love it. And they actually get mad at us if we don't tell them if things change, and it shows how much they care about this program and want to be there. And it's just it's a phenomenal community. The parents, everybody in here wants to be a part of Georgetown baseball, and I'm very proud to say, they said, where's your kid go to school? Well, he's at Georgetown High School. Oh, does he play baseball? He does. Man, y'all's facilities are unbelievable. like, yeah, they are, and it's because of our community. So
That's the one thing I love to talk. People ask, hey, where are y'all headed now? You broadcast for Georgetown. Man, your kids go there? None of my 4 kids went to Georgetown. And my son was telling a friend the other day, he's like, my dad wears more Georgetown stuff than he ever wore of Gateway or Hutto for where me and my siblings went. Matter of factly, I don't think I own anything Gateway or Hutto anymore. It's all Georgetown stuff. So as the Booster Club, merchandise, man, second to none. Out at the home games, there will be the little shed right outside there is goodies, shirts, hoodies, hats, some of the hats out there. Can't get all the good ones like some of us are able to confiscate from the coach's area. Thanks to Coach Durrell. I just want to appreciate him today. He took care of me. But come out. There's multiple ways to support this program. I tell you what, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, I cannot wait to be off work and make the drive to the stadium. We got everything set up and running today, getting ready to go for that first pitch tomorrow. Georgetown Eagle Baseball, you Google it, the website, second to none, sign up, reach out. I'm going to text you. I forgot, make sure we send out that notification if parents want the leaks. Every night, if you watch the games after the game, everything is going to be live on the SHN Sports Network on YouTube. Before midnight, those links to those games are locked. They are done for the season, and I will unlock them once the state championship weekend is over at the Dell Diamond. They will then be available to everyone free of charge again. Once they are locked, you cannot view them the rest of the season, and so they will not be there. Jeff will send out a notification about how to go about to get access to that. It'll be a one-time deal every night when I lock it, so you got to be a part of that. I'll send you a text tonight to remind you so we can start that, because it will start tomorrow after the 1 o'clock game. I will lock it pretty quick after at the request of Coach Vierra. So make sure you watch out for that email from Jeff to be a part of that if you want to see those videos, because it's only coming out one time every night when it gets locked up to respect the privacy of the team and the program as the season continues on. Listen to or look at social media over the next few weeks. The next Coaches Show is scheduled for the week after spring break. The next week, 2 weeks, the team will be out of town for tournaments, and then they will start spring break week against Conley High School on Tuesday and Wednesday in the district play, and then we will start the Coaches Show the following week. Some changes are going to have to be tweaked to that schedule, so I don't want to say it's going to be every certain night, where, and everything. Those changes will be put out on social media. We'll tweet them out. Jeff and the Booster Club will do the same. So be looking for those. We'll get the kinks worked out after first night tonight. My wife, of course, couldn't make it, so I obviously wasn't 100% ready for this one. But it worked out. We got Coach V out of the locker room, and he showered even for us tonight, so we appreciate that. No, he did not shower. He shakes his head. Come join us live tomorrow. If you can't be out at the stadium at Eagle Field, log on. We will tweet out a link tonight. We will tag in the Booster Club, Coach Vierra. It will all be live on the SHN Sports Network on youtube.com, SHN Sports. You can watch them live. We'll have all the games from this first tournament, and then from the district through the playoff run, we'll bring them to you live by First Responder Broadcasting, myself, Kelly Duvall, Dave Daniels, and my Harmon. All free of charge. So make sure you come out and be at Eagle Field to support these kids. And if you can't, join us online. We'll bring each and every game from the first pitch to the very end. We'll have some post-game interviews after the tournament once we get to district with the player of the game and Coach V down on the field. Thanks for joining us live here tonight. Mesquite Creek Outfitters, thank you so much for all your support of Georgetown sports and the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll call it a night, but tomorrow we'll be live, 12:45. Pregame, 1 o'clock, first pitch. Join us out at Eagle Field tomorrow for the first Central Texas First Pitch Classic, brought to you by BSN Sports and Raising Cane's. Thanks for joining us tonight. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.